All right, y'all. What is up, Grand Slammers? It is me, Cameron Diaz, here, back at it again with another video, a live video to be exact. And actually, now come to think of it, welcome to my first ever live video filming it at my brand new apartment. That I have all by myself. I have no roommate or anything. It's all mine. So yeah, I would give you a tour and stuff of my apartment, but I did make a video on where I gave you a tour of my apartment. So you want to check it out? Check out that video on my channel. Yeah, so I just thought I'd make a live stream, before Christmas because I'm gonna be headed out of town tomorrow to go to my uncle's house for Christmas. So I'll be with my family from maybe like tomorrow to Friday, depending on the weather. If the weather is bad, I'm probably going to stay over longer, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But yeah, welcome to my first ever live video filming at my new apartment. I know. And Merry Christmas to all. Happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, all that stuff. Whatever holiday you celebrate during this time of year, I hope you're enjoying it. Actually, I'm wearing my reindeer antlers that my best friend Sierra, who you know has collabed with me multiple times on my channel, she gave me these antlers to use for the holidays. So I'm wearing them on top of my Yankees hat because it's kind of like I'm a Yankees fan that's also celebrating Christmas. So I kind of wanted to be a little bit creative and improvise with what I wear on my head to get festive for the holidays. So yeah, but yeah, so but for those of you who are wondering, living at Michael Corey so far, my new apartment has been great. I mean, I know that I'm constantly cleaning it all the time, every single day, just to make sure that it's clean, so that it lives up to everyone's standards and stuff. Making sure I'm doing my responsibility and stuff. Not that that's ever really been a problem, but it's good to clean every day when you have an apartment all to yourself. You want to make sure it stays nice and that it's less work for you to do and all that stuff. The usual typical adult stuff when you're an adult, single adult living by yourself in an apartment. But yeah, it's pretty much how it is. There was actually one night though, I was cleaning my apartment and happened to I happened to accidentally. So there's just staying in the apartment where they have these emergency cords. Like if you have a medical emergency or you fall or something, you pull the cord and it alerts medical personnel. There was a time where I accidentally pulled the while I was cleaning and making my bed, I accidentally pulled the emergency cord, and it just you know, went off, and the alarms went off throughout the building, and everyone was worried. I told them that it was an accident, and then the fire department came about 25 minutes later, and then they had to shut it off. And I was I apologize to all my neighbors for me doing that by accident. It was a funny story, and I'd rather forget about it though, since it is kind of embarrassing, and I was so mortified and I felt so bad that I literally got my neighbors all but my neighbors were very nice though when they said that it's okay, accent time, and people do it all the time to time. So yeah, and we got people who are in the chat right now. So hello, Zuri Santana 3665, how you doing today? And hello to Casper Clean, how you doing today? Suleiman Casatis, welcome to the stream, my brother. Yeah, and I'm happy. I'm just but the apartment's been really nice. Just always cleaning constantly every day, just to keep up the good work of making this apartment look nice and stuff and presentable. And I had a good Thanksgiving. Yeah, and let's just say that I've been having a lot of fun hanging out with the guys too. I have my guy friends that aren't live here in at Michael Corey as well, like Eric and stuff. He lives on the third floor. I'm on the lower floor, floor one, which is interesting because earlier today the elevator stopped working. It was working fine this morning, but all of a sudden, in the morning, if in the afternoon it stopped working because the maintenance people that clean the apartment hallways were like, was the elevator working when you were using it? I'm like, yeah, why? And then they're like, well, it wasn't working for us. And so I walked to the elevator, I pressed the button, it wouldn't open. So someone tells me that the elevator like has officially taken a shit and stopped working. So now they're gonna have to report that to maintenance and stuff. So I feel bad that maintenance will probably have to come over and fix it for Christmas. Um, Elmer Noel 5599, welcome to the stream. But yeah, it's just so crazy. But and the funny thing is that this apartment was built in like 1983. So this building is like 42 years old, and the elevators are old as all heck. They're slow and stuff, so it's bound to break every now and then. And there can only be a certain amount of people and weight limit too. So which is why you gotta. And sometimes it shakes a little bit and stuff. So it kind of gives me a little bit of anxiety that I'll get stuck in the elevator, or even worse, it'll break and then I'll be, you know, it won't be good, But yeah, oh my god. Um, I actually been having fun though. I know that I had friendship community. I did like the Christmas party, and if you guys are wondering what I sang for karaoke night, I sang the Christmas song by Nat King Cole, because the Christmas song is my all-time favorite Christmas song. It's one of my favorite songs. I like to sing it every Christmas. You know, I know a lot of people are like, who are fans of like "All I Want for Christmas Is You" by Mariah Carey, and that's a great song. I love it myself too. But the thing about that song is that it's practically played everywhere you go. Like no matter where you go, it's gonna be played during the holidays. And I have a lot of friends and family that like that song, so I kind of gotta learn, even if I'm a little bit bored of it and tired of it. I gotta learn to accept it. Like I know that like when for karaoke night for Christmas, my best friend Sierra had sung "Oh Holy Night" by Mariah Carey. I know it's not necessarily Mariah's song, but it's a cover. But she likes the Mariah Carey version since she likes the singer Mariah Carey. And she also likes that song because her grandfather used to sing it all the time for Christmas when she was growing up as a kid and stuff. But her grandfather passed away, kind of like how my mom passed away 7 years ago, which I'll get to that topic in a little bit. Actually, the ironic part is that her grandfather passed away the same year as my mother, which at least we, can help each other out when we're like missing her when she's missing her grandfather, I'm missing my mother. At least we can help each other out during that time of year. And oh, but you know, so Sierra had sung "Night" by Mariah Carey, and then my other best friend Rachel had sung "Silent Night." Classic. A lot of people like singing that song. She did pretty good at it. And yeah, it's like, oh, and of course I had my housewarming party too, which was very nice. Like everyone was very nice. They got me a lot of gifts for the house and stuff. I got a lot of different stuff like that I totally needed for my apartment, and the fact that I also ended up getting also a couple gift cards like to Target, and then I got some Uber gift cards so that way I can still be able to go to friendship community by taking Uber and stuff, okay? Because I take Ubers when it comes to me getting the friendship community. Like, I take Ubers. And pretty soon it's probably going to get to the point where if I ever want to go home to Uncle Russell's house to spend the weekend with them, if they're not able to pick me up, I'm going to have to learn to take an Uber to go to their house, which shouldn't be a problem. I have all the money and the capability to do that. I'm a grown man. I know how to use things. I know how to use the sources. So, yeah. Um, but yeah, actually earlier today I was hanging out with the guys, right? And I didn't feel like cooking or anything, and I felt like, I wanted to order some food. So me and my friend Eric, who I've known for 13 years now, since 2012, like back when we first were roommates at the residential Edelbrook, which I'd rather not talk about because that place was absolute trash, and I'd rather eliminate that from my memory. But he would do the same. But we just had fun, because we're playing video games, and then we ordered some food from two guys, got some grinders and some fries with some Dr. Pepper and root beer. and stuff. I'm starting to get a little thirsty right now, and I'm kind of craving a soda. So once I'm done with this video, I'll probably stop on over to Cumberland Farms and buy a soda or two and stuff, because there is a Cumberland Farm that's right next to our apartment building, and I could just literally hop on next door. Of course, I got to be careful though, because it did snow today. It's actually snowing. It actually snowed here in Torrington today. There was like an inch or two. I thought it was going to be more than that, but apparently it was just a coating. Like everyone was assuming that it would be like a really big, storm and stuff, but it wasn't. It was more like a coating, if anything. At least that's one of my staff who runs Focus Social said. And I can only like, it wasn't that bad. I looked out the window this afternoon. It wasn't as bad as what I thought it would be. Um, and yeah, but I personally hate winter, and y'all know that I hate winter because I just hate how one reason why I hate winter is because it's cold and I hate having to wear multiple layers. Two, I hate how sometimes I can cancel my plans with friends and family due to inclement weather. And then three, because that's when my allergies really start acting up. Like I hate my winter allergies, but at least it's better to have allergies during the winter. You know, um, at least it's um, at least it's at least what I'm saying is, at least it's better to have winter allergies during the winter than it is to spring and summer, because then I could actually enjoy my spring and summer. You feel me? So I'm just thankful. I'm gonna have to learn to live with the winter allergies, period. And like, I'm just gonna have to truck along. Hopefully, when I go to Uncle Russell's house for Christmas, hopefully Dawn doesn't confuse it for a cold, because she's like telling me, "Oh, well, if you come to our house sick, I'm not gonna be happy, and I'm sending you straight home." And I'm like, "Don't worry, I'm not sick right now, thank God, and I plan to keep it that way for the rest of the year, especially for Christmas time, for good old Christmas sake." And I just hope that I stay that way, because if I get sick, I'm a dead man. But I'm fine. I'm practically fine. I feel healthy. I don't feel sickly whatsoever. Just winter allergies. That's all it really is. And it goes away like after an hour or two and stuff. Just like freaking blow your nose, take a shower, clear it up, and then you're good. Um, but yeah, it's interesting also living at Michael Corey, because there's so many stuff in the area to do. There's like a Starbucks, there's like a bunch of shopping stores. There's like you got Starbucks, Chipotle. I love Starbucks, and I love my Chipotle. It's funny because when it comes to Chipotle, funny story. I found out, I was talking with this to my best friend Rachel. Apparently she really likes getting almost the exact same order that I get at Chipotle, and that's actually pretty cool. It's kind of crazy. I guess best friends tend to think alike really well. But yeah, and yeah, so I'm cool with that. Oh, and by the way, guys, if you're wondering why the lighting looks pink, it's because I'm sitting in front of my lamp that used to belong to my grandparents, that my uncle gave me. And it doesn't have a lampshade on it, so I'm sorry if it looks weird like that without a lampshade. But the light bulb itself is pink. It's a pink light bulb, which is why it's lighting pink, which is why the lighting looks pink and everything looks pink. But honestly, I kind of like the way the lighting is, because it kind of makes my reindeer antlers shine bright like a diamond, and makes my antlers look cute. I'm gonna have to call Sierra later and ask her if I could keep these, or if she wants them back. Knowing Sierra, she's gonna be like, "Oh, you can keep them, since your other ones broke." I'm like, "Yeah, because my other ones did break." Yeah, so it's like, "What is up, Angelina Army 17? Welcome to the stream." But yeah, so I kind of, yeah. Oh, did I ever show you the staff from Focus gave me, when I moved in? They gave me a little New York Yankees Anthony Volpe bobblehead. So, I have that on display on top or on a TV stand and stuff. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I showed you guys that in one of my videos where I gave you guys a little tour of my apartment. I'm pretty sure. Um, but yeah, needless to say, um, you know, um, yeah, but like, I'm telling you. So I just thought I'd tell you because like I know I made a video about it. Like as you guys know, it's been 17. Angelina Army 17. Listen to BTS in one of your vids. Oh, well, here's the thing, Angelina. I actually already know about BTS. They're one of my favorite K-pop boy bands and stuff. I already know a lot about them. I have their albums. Don't believe me? In the back of me, I have a bunch of K-pop albums and stuff. As you guys know, I have a bunch of K-pop albums. I got Red Velvet, I got Twice, I got BTS, I got Blackpink, I got all freaking K-pop albums, you name it. I even got Esba and a bunch of other K-pop, albums. I buy them physically 'cause I like the packaging, how it comes extra stuff like photo cards, like photo books. I like yeah. Usually I buy my K-pop albums either from stores like Barnes and Noble or Target. Sometimes I'll even buy them from Amazon, even though it costs a lot of money buying them from Amazon. What you got? And by the way, congratulations, Rose from Blackpink, getting nominated for a couple of Grammys. I hope wins her Grammy nominations for her song APT with Bruno Mars. So let's for those of you who want Rose to win a Grammy award for all her nominations for her song ABT, type in. For those of you who want Rose to win the Grammy awards, type in "Roses Are Rosy" in the chat for me, and yeah, so type in "Roses Are Rosy" if you guys want to see Rose win her Grammy nominations. Type in "Roses Are Rosy." That's basically her Instagram profile account is Rose Are Rosy. So yeah, I'm a huge Blackpink fan, so I recommend you guys listen to Blackpink. They're a good K-pop girl group. They're currently on tour right now for their Deadline World Tour, and I'm pretty sure hopefully they'll come out with a new album since they did come out with a new song during the summer called Jump, which is on my iPod in one of my playlists on my iPod. Technically, it's on iPod. It's an MP3 player, but close enough. Um, um, yeah. So we good with that. But yeah. Going back to the serious matters. Like, yeah, my mom passed away 7 years ago unexpectedly. Because you know, I don't know how. I still don't know her cause of death, unfortunately. And I appreciate the thoughts, Antonio Whitmore Jr. Thank you so much for your condolences. Yeah, thank you so much for the condolences, man. But like, my mom passed away 7 years ago unexpectedly, and it was also during a time where I was struggling and trying to get my mental health together and stuff, and it was very hard, but like, I honestly, somehow managed to persevere, make my mom proud, and finish what she started for me. I eventually got over my struggles, and I've been successful ever since. And it's 2025, and I'm practically an independent adult living in my very first apartment all by myself. And I know sometimes I get lonely in my apartment, but at least I know my mom's watching over me, and she's very proud of me for all the accomplishments and milestones that I have done. Oh yeah. As a matter of fact, one night, a few nights ago, I went to bed. I was about to go to bed. I was about to fall asleep for good and clock out, and then all of a sudden I see my Christmas tree, which is over here. I saw my Christmas tree light up, and all by itself. And I didn't even turn it on, and nothing turned on. I'm just like, how did my Christmas tree light up all by itself? I talked about this with Sierra the next day, and she was telling me it could have been your mom, turning it on for you, trying to get your attention, letting you know that she loves you and that she's here with you for Christmas. And I'm like, you know what? That probably is what it is. My mom probably turned it on. My mom's spirit probably turned my Christmas tree on, and I take it as a sign that my mom loves me and that she's here with me for Christmas, even though, you know, I mean, it's kind of like what some people say. Nobody ever really dies, you know? They're always with you and loving you, you know? So yeah. Oh wow, we already got 3 likes for this live video. I'm really happy. Thank you for all the people that have, liked the video and stuff and stopped by the stream, to begin with. I really appreciate that, y'all. But I'm probably only gonna do this stream for an hour because once we do reach an hour doing this live stream, I'm gonna have to cut it so that I can pack my stuff and get ready for when I go to my family's house for Christmas. So it's this live stream long, you guys, because I have to pack up and get ready to go to my family for Christmas. I'll be out of town for a couple of days, so I have to. So Jack the Daddler says ketchup on ice cream. Oh no, no, no! I don't. I can't have ketchup on ice cream. That would make me throw up, and that would just ruin the whole point of an ice cream sundae. Now, what you really should put on an ice cream sundae is chocolate sauce with some rainbow sprinkles, some Reese's, some M&Ms, some whipped cream. Woo! That's how you do it. And I bet you Sierra and Rachel and all my other best friends could agree with me on this one. Yeah. I do happen to have some brownie mix. I happen to have some brownie mix in my kitchen cabinet, so one of these days I might try and do like a cooking video on my channel where I make like some brownies and stuff. Gotta recipe to actually make them. So I might do it, as a video for like the new year. I might do that as like a video for the new year for 2026. So be sure to keep a lookout for that video. I just dipped Oreos in orange juice and I wouldn't recommend it. You know what's weird though, dude? I actually like dipping Oreos in orange juice. Call me weird all you want, but I love that actually. And honey on fries. Okay, honey on fries makes sense because it's almost like you're using like a sweet and sour sauce, like Chinese like food style, It's really good. I like honey on fries. I've done it. They're practically honey fries, and they're good. You know, I don't know how we started talking about this, but oh, you know what? By the way, speaking of desserts and stuff and food, you guys, on December 19th, because that's my mother's birthday. My mom would have been 50 years old, a really big milestone that she could have been. And it was her fifth. I decided that I wanted to celebrate her birthday by buying a red velvet cake, bottles of sparkling juice. And so I bought those things, and I shared it with my guy friends and celebrated my mom's birthday that way. So we happened to eat a bunch of red velvet cake and then drinking multiple glasses of like sparkling juice, the Welch's sparkling grape rosé, since that's my favorite flavor. Oklahoma? Nah, I'm not from Oklahoma. I'm from Connecticut. I just don't want to disclose, where in Connecticut because I kind of don't want to dox myself. So, so yeah. Um, yeah. Oh, guys. I know that most of y'all probably don't really care for sports and stuff, but let me switch the topic to you know, um, you know, sports for a bit. I'm very disappointed at the Yankees. Like we won the wild card series, but when we comes to the division series, when we went against Toronto, I was really upset that we lost to Toronto. We weren't even. I felt like we didn't do that good in the division series. We won a game, but it wasn't enough because we got eliminated in 4 games. Aaron Judge tried his best. I mean, he hit that home run and stuff off the yellow foul pole at Yankee Stadium, but it wasn't really enough to, seal the deal. But at least Aaron Judge won the 2025 American League MVP, his second in a row. He's won quite a few AL MVPs. He did it in 2022, as the same year that he lead the AL record of home runs with 62 home runs, when he broke the record with 62 home runs, which still stands today. I don't see that changing anytime soon. He's powerful. What can I say? And then but the dude's practically a great player. He's bound to be a Hall of Famer like Derek Jeter, and he acts like Derek Jeter. He's humble and stuff. He's practically the next Jeter. Um, and it was interesting. Did you guys notice how in the wild card series, remember how Ryan McMahon had caught the ball foul pop up, and then he flipped in the Red Sox dugout, and he was able to hold on to the ball? He practically pulled a Derek Jeter, like that play from the summer in 2004 against the Red Sox. Oh man, what a play by McMahon! I'm telling you, it was 2004 all over again. Back then, when that happened, that was like 6. Now I'm about to be 28 next year on May 12th. Can't wait for that. I like celebrating my birthday. I probably consider my birthday a holiday, you know. But let's get through winter first, and Christmas and all that. So you know, oh man, but telling you right now, this is great though. But the Pittsburgh Steelers, though, let's talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers. We thought that they would suck this year, especially having Aaron Rodgers as our quarterback. Well, we're actually doing pretty well. We're in first place in the AFC North division, and we have 9 wins and 6 losses and stuff. And as long as we do well in the final 2 football games, we're bound to make it to the playoffs. Will we get far in the playoffs? Probably not, because there are football teams in the AFC conference that are way better than we are. Like the Patriots, for once in their life, they're kicking ass again. So something tells me that they're probably gonna be one fan favorites to make it. It's probably gonna come down to imagine that, because and then of course you got at least the Kansas City Chiefs got their asses beat for once, and then they're not gonna go to the playoffs for the first time in 11 seasons. They're finally not making it to the playoffs. Well, that's fine now, because the Dallas Cowboys, which is the football team that my uncle and my cousin they're not going either. So and they're in the same boat practically. Um, and yeah, so it's pretty much how it is. Um, yeah, so it's interesting to see football teams that I hate not making it to the playoffs. So I practically got what I wanted. Justice was delivered, you know, over the past couple years of football. Sorry about that. That was just my phone reminding me to take my meds, which I'll do that once I get through with this live stream. What the heck? Guys, I've literally just heard the sound of the elevator, which is weird because I thought the elevator was broken, but I'm just gonna ignore that, you know. But yeah, oh yeah, I've been doing a lot of Christmas parties and stuff. We had a Christmas party here in the community room, and we had a lot of fun, eating food that from me's, which is a deli slash buffet that's literally across from us, in the area on East Main. It's so cool. And it's just so delicious and stuff. And then just listening to Christmas music, singing Christmas music. It's interesting, But man, no. Oh, and when I was talking about how good the Steelers are doing, surprisingly, I don't know if I've shown you this, guys, before, but this is a football helmet that my uncle had given me for my birthday a couple years ago. A Pittsburgh Steelers helmet, but it's signed by former Hall of Fame Steelers wide receiver Lynn Swann, who used to play for the Steelers back in the 70s and 80s, and he's a Hall of Famer. So, I have that. One of my favorite sports collectibles that I have. One of my favorites, as far as football goes. I have way better collectibles than my opinion for like baseball, for Yankees related stuff, since you know, since I'm more of a baseball fan than a football fan, because y'all know how much of a diehard Yankees fan I am. Like I've practically made it crystal clear in almost all of my videos, you know, and how in pretty much all of my videos that I film on my channel, I'm practically wearing a Yankees hat almost everywhere I go, you know, practically. And yeah, it's pretty much how that's pretty much my thing, you know, wearing Yankees hats. You know, it's also because I wear a Yankees hat because, you know, knowing me, how I'm like 27 years old, I kind of get anxious and stressed out, which is probably why I'm like partially bald and stuff. You know, it's like, you know, I take off my hat and people see my bald spots on my head and they're all joking around like a bunch of assholes, being like, bald, bald my eyes. I mean, like, and I'd be all like, shut up, man. I can't help the fact that I'm partially bald. You know, it is part of getting older. You feel me? Um, um, here we go. Here we go. Oh, Self Fix 143. How you doing? Welcome to the stream. I'm probably gonna do this stream for another half hour, and then I'm probably gonna call it quits for tonight, since I do want to get my stuff ready and pack up for when I go out of town to see my family for Christmas. You know, and I'm not taking an Uber for that to my uncle's house for Christmas. My grandparents are picking me up, you know. They're coming to get me tomorrow for Christmas Eve, you know. Which by the way, tomorrow, Christmas Eve, is my cousin's birthday, Aaron. He'll be 27, just like I am, since I'm the older cousin, since I'm like 6 months older than him. So can I get a happy birthday for my cousin, man? Like, type happy birthday in the comment section for those of you who are watching the channel. Can I get a happy birthday for my cousin? Really appreciate it. Yeah. Um, yeah. So, oh man. I can't believe I'm still wide awake though doing this video. It's probably because I had a lot of soda to drink. I had like some root beer and Dr. Pepper from when I was like ordering out with, you know, with Eric and stuff. And he actually sent me a text message as I'm doing this video. I guess he was trying to tell me good night because he's probably headed to bed tonight. Meanwhile, I'm still wide awake. I'm wide awake. Yeah, I love that song, "Wide Awake" by Katy Perry. Yeah, that's interesting because I like Katy Perry, and so does Rachel. For a matter of fact, it's one of Rachel's favorite pop stars and stuff. Yeah, so you know, oh, now I got 6 likes on this live stream. Wow. Okay. Well, thank y'all for, excuse me, thank y'all for that. Oh man, um, man, I'm telling you though, right now, you know, I know I mean, all my friends were talking about how they wanted a white Christmas. Well, they pretty much got what they wanted. You know, they pretty much got what they wanted. You know, technically it is a white Christmas because we did get a coating of snow around the holidays, so they technically got what they wanted. Oh shit, that reminds me. Did y'all see that? I saw all throughout social media. Did you see how Jake Paul got his ass whooped by that other fighter? Like he broke his jaw into 2 different places. He got to sent to the hospital. Like Jake Paul got knocked the heck out. I'm telling you right now, that dude. Like, you know, I don't like Jake Paul, and I certainly don't like Logan Paul. And I also think that their drink Prime is like too artificial tasting, and it has like chemicals and stuff in it, which is why a lot of people I know aren't allowing their kids to drink that Prime drinks. The only Prime drink I've ever liked was the Aaron Judge Prime, which is like a Yankees edition of Prime, and that particular Aaron Judge Prime flavor was cherry freeze. It's almost similar to Gatorade Frost in my opinion, but other than that, like I don't like the Paul brothers. I feel like they're a bad influence and stuff, and I'm actually happy that freaking Jake Paul got his ass whooped. Oh my god! Hold on, you guys. Hold on, you guys. I'm gonna be right back, real quick. I just want to get myself a cup of water, real quick. I'm starting to get thirsty from all this talking. So hold on. I'm just gonna get a cup of water. That's all I'm practically doing. I'm thirsty, that's why. All this talking. I'm telling you. Okay. That's more like it. Kind of want to, however, I do kind of want to go to Cumberland Farms and get myself a soda. Get myself a soda! What soda? I don't know, because there are like hundreds of sodas to choose from at Cumberland Farms, so I'm going to be in a dilemma with that one. Hold on a sec. Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. Okay. Alright. Alright, refreshing, as usual. Hold on. Hold on, my sink is... Forgot to shut it down all the way. Damn it. Oh, man. By the way, guys, I have an interesting topic to bring up. A bit about 6'7", because I have some funny stuff to tell you about the meme 6'7". I know a lot of people don't know what it means. They think it's stupid and stuff. The whole 6'7" meme. Kids going around for every little thing that they say. They're always like 6'7". Well, I know that I'm 27 years old. I'm practically a Gen Z. And I actually find it funny. I know it's geared towards Generation Alphas and kids from that generation, but let me tell you, I love saying 6'7" myself, you know? Like, I'll be at bingo, right? And they'll say, the next number is 67, and I'd be yelling 67, and a couple of my friends get it because they watch memes like that on YouTube and brain rot videos. But you know that there are a lot of my friends who don't know what it means. Like obviously my best friend Sierra didn't know what it meant, neither did Rachel, but I found it funny. You know, and like I know people say 6'7" for every little thing. You know, it's probably worse than Skibbity Toilet, but hey, it's somewhat funny to me. So, but I'll drop it since a lot of people find this topic annoying. But yeah, wow. Can you talk about how we've already been doing this live stream for almost 40 minutes? I said like I'm probably gonna get done. I'm probably gonna cut the stream off once I reach an hour and stuff. You know, feel me? Because like I do really should get a move on. You know, with freaking packing my stuff and getting ready for when I go out of town with my family for Christmas. You know, yeah. Oh, by the way, oh, yeah. I was gonna, nah. But you know what, you guys. You know what, you guys. I probably should cut the stream a bit early if I do say so myself because you know, I kind of, have a lot on my plate. Like, I do have to, even though my apartment's pretty clean, I do want to clean up a little bit more, because since I will technically be having company over briefly tomorrow for when my grandparents come to pick me up for Christmas, I do kind of gotta end the stream early since I do have a lot. I gotta pack and I gotta pack for when I go to my family's, and I also gotta, like, clean my apartment a bit. So I think I'm going to have to cut the stream early, but I figured I'd just make a little Christmas live stream. I figured I'd practically make a Christmas live stream and stuff, considering the fact that, like, I would make a Christmas live stream while I was at my uncle's house, but I kind of don't want to do that because I don't want to, like, live stream in their home without their permission, and, I kind of, felt like doing my live stream here instead, and that way people can enjoy the holidays with their family and friends. So yeah. But thank you for watching this live stream, to say the less. And yeah, thank you for watching this video. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. It means a lot when you do for my channel, and I really appreciate what you've done for me all this year, being a fan of my channel. So yeah, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, and I hope you all have a good holidays. I hope you have a good Christmas Eve. I especially hope you have a great Christmas Day. So yeah, happy holidays, everyone. Merry Christmas to all, and all good night. And I'll see you Grand Slammers no time. Bye.